I hope that I am live here. Yes, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our behind the scenes of course creation. Now, this is live in Facebook while broadcasting from one of the 37 free online tools that I'm recommending. Now, I cannot go through all 37 today, but one of them is OBS that I'm broadcasting from today. So I wanted to show you that one. Now, if you're new here, this is the behind the scenes of online course creation. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. I'm monitoring the comments as well. If you are watching this on replay, add in the hashtag replay and let me know if you have any questions. I'm always monitoring these so that I can support you better in creating your first online course. Now, I have worked alongside Michael Emarento. I don't know if that's how I pronounce his last name, but I'm putting a Spanish twist on it. And he has been amazing in helping me put together the 37 free online tools. I could not recommend him enough in his support in marketing, landing pages, freebies, you name it. Facebook ads, I haven't used him for Facebook ads, but I trust his knowledge in that. You may have seen him either in this group or on Instagram as well. He's got some really great suggestions, tools, and tips on Instagram. So he has helped me build these 37 free online tools. And if you would like to download what these tools are, let me know. I would add the link in the comment for you to download them. What I wanted to go through today was 5 of those 37 tools. So we won't be able to get through all 37, but I wanted to show you some that maybe I haven't seen are used by many course creators, or ones that I haven't, ones that aren't as well known, if that makes sense. So the first one that I wanted to show you was OBS. And as I mentioned, OBS is what I'm using right now to stream to Facebook. So OBS stands for Open Broadcasting Software. And the reason why I like it is what you're going to see shortly. So as I transition, I can transition quickly to this screen. Now this screen, what you're seeing is what I see on OBS. So I'm currently streaming, I'm currently in studio mode. And what that means is over here, I've got 3 different scenes. So they are 3 different setups, all of them using at least my camera and my microphone, and other ones using screen share or using a window share, so that I can quickly share my screen with you and quickly transition between them. And what this helps me do is it eliminates editing time by creating all these transitions, because rather in my videos, rather than me saying, okay, well, let me stop this and let me go to start my screen share, rather I can just go, let's have a look at XYZ and click this transition button here that I just clicked that helps me transition to the next page easily, which you saw in this swipe. So if I just continually click this button, this is what you're going to see. Me swiping back and forth. And that's what's happening with this swipe that I put here. So you can slow that down, you can speed it up, you can change what that transition looks like. I don't want to go too much into details about how you can use OBS because we will be here all day. And I like to keep these sessions short and manageable. I use OBS, like I mentioned, because I can broadcast to platforms, only one at a time. I like to broadcast to Facebook or LinkedIn. It decreases my editing time because of the transitions I have. And it's much easier than using, for example, if I go live straight onto Facebook, I cannot share my face and my screen at the same time. I can only choose one or the other, and I have to choose that at the beginning. I cannot say, okay, well, now I want to move to sharing my screen, or now I want to move to sharing my face. I have to know at the very beginning what I'm going to share. I don't like that. You can also do Zoom. So you can broadcast from Zoom to Facebook, LinkedIn, anything you like, I think, because you have custom as well. But what I don't like is that it has a big Zoom logo, and also it doesn't have as many features that I would like to use. I still am in the situation of saying, let me share my screen, and then share my screen and have to find it and not sure if it's working. So I personally like OBS more. So let's now have a look at 4 different examples. I'm just going to do some playing around with them and showing you why they're so beneficial. So the 4 that I wanted to look into today are HemingwayApp, PDFEscape, Google Sites, so not Google, but Google Sites for landing pages, and then CoSchedule Headline Analyser. So now you're going to see me. What I'm going to do to transition with my scenes is that I am going to change this to screen share and face. Now you can still see my OBS because I haven't transitioned yet, but I needed to click the button so I can change on the top here. I've only got 2 options between what I can transition, but I can change on the left here what scene I want to be next, right? So I can have as many transitions or as many scenes as I want. So let's have a look at Hemingway. So with Hemingway, what it is a great application to help you in making sure that your writing is good, right? So here in my Hemingway, I've just gone straight into this Hemingway. Now with all of these links that are on here, I put my little face on the top here so it's not blocking anything else on the screen, but all these links that you will see is in the file that you can download. Okay, all the URLs to get to these apps. So once you go straight to HemingwayApp, this is what you see, an example of how you can use the platform. And it's showing you what grade your writing is, if it's easy to read, if it's difficult to read. And then down here, we've also got all of these highlights, all of these areas that's telling us that maybe we have some errors or some areas that we could change to make it easier. You can also see here that I use Grammarly as well, so I would recommend the both of them. And in this Hemingway editor, because I have Grammarly as a Google Chrome extension, it's looking at Hemingway because I'm in Google Chrome, so you can use both of them at once. So in this one here, I can either go, for example, it's saying that the word utilize, I can either replace it or omit it. So if I click on use, it's saying use the word use rather than reutilize. Same here. Now here it's not telling me to use the word omit, it's telling me to omit the word. So if I go, okay, I don't want this word, I'll omit it and it can get rid of it. And then it shows me the next errors, right? Basically you can see here that it's helping me to write clearly. So let's look at this sentence, which is a complex sentence, very hard to read. If you see a red highlight, your sentence is so dense and complicated that your readers will get lost trying to follow its meandering, splitting logic. Try editing the sentence to remove the red. Whew, I couldn't even read that without getting out of breath. If you see a red highlight, your sentence is so dense and complicated. So if I was to put a break in there, we can see that it's no longer a complicated sentence. I don't need to explain what those are for you, but it really helps me in when I'm writing content. So whether that is content for social media, whether that is content for landing pages, whether it is content for emails, whether it is reports for clients during audits, whatever it is, whatever I'm writing, Hemingway has helped me extremely in being able to write better. And I was introduced to Hemingway 2 years ago when I was ghostwriting for a company over in Egypt. And this was part of their business processes, that we had to actually screenshot our results here from Hemingway. So they had, 2 years ago, they had built that into their business processes for every single writer within their business. It's a really great app. I couldn't recommend it enough. Okay, second one, PDFEscape. PDFEscape is really useful to create a fillable PDF document. There is 2 different PDF files that I recommend, or platforms, sorry. One of them is I love PDF. I forgot the actual name or the link, but what that allows you to do is to break apart PDFs, so you can divide them up, merge them. I'm sure you've been in the experience where you've got multiple PDF documents that you want to put into one document, or you've got one large document that you want to split, or you want to convert a document to PDF, or vice versa. The other one that's in the free download, that one is extremely useful for that. But PDFEscape is extremely useful for fillable PDFs. So let's have a look at what we can do here. I've got a document ready here called the Stellar Way Course Creation Checklist. And the reason why I'm showing you this one is because I used PDFEscape to create this checklist. So as I've uploaded it in this checklist here, we have all of these little checkboxes. We also have areas to type in. Now this is what is referred to as a fillable PDF. And once again, I created this document in PDFEscape. First of all, I designed the template, I designed the checklist in Canva. So I first created it in Canva, I then downloaded it as a PDF, and then I uploaded it here to put all of the fillable forms in. So to do these, it's straightforward. I'm just going to choose one here. So in this area, we have insert, annotate, or page in deleting pages. So annotate is writing on the top of things or putting rectangles or doing something on top of the content. Inserting is when we're adding something to the field. So that might be a signature, that might be text, images. You can see it all here. There's more down here as well that you can add. Form fields is what makes it a fillable PDF. And in your form fields, these are all the options that you have. So for this one, I chose a checkbox. I then select, and then you can continuously put all these checkboxes in. In this checkbox, this is what took me a while to figure out. But once you insert a checkbox on the top, you then have additional options. For example, color. So I can change the tick. Then we also have settings where I can change the name. The name is really useful if you're doing some type of coding afterwards to have an element name. I don't change it. You can make it that it's just not clickable. I don't know why you would do that. And here we can change what it looks like, what the actual check type looks like. So for example, if I was to choose a circle. And okay. And then, so that one's pretty straightforward to do. Each time you do it, you need to edit, but you can also click it, right click, and duplicate. You cannot copy and paste, duplicate. Object properties is the same as this button up here. To create the form field of the text, we can have text or text paragraph. The difference between them is text is when you want one word, text paragraph is when you want a paragraph. And I'm just going to put that in there, for example. Again, we can change it. This is going to be the text that's written. And here we have a lot more information that we can change around. So making sure that's multi-line, making sure that people cannot scroll, which means they can only write what in the section that's visible, making sure that's left aligned, right aligned, whatever you like. There's so many different areas there, including required. So I love PDFEscape to be able to create a fillable PDF, which you might use for your courses when people are downloading workbooks, for example. Okay, next one is Google Sites. I have not created a Google Sites underneath my business name. I played around with it in my personal one. Google Sites would be really, really useful if you do not have a website yet and you want landing pages. So you can create blank ones or you can use the gallery. In the gallery, I don't have any templates, but here you can look at all of the different templates that are available, right? You can create a quick, easy not portfolio, so I was just looking at that, a quick, easy landing page. I've used Google Sites when I've built portfolios, so that is when I want to demonstrate to people what my course creation abilities are. So they are really useful for people who want to create a portfolio, who are service providers for course creators, for example, who are instructional designers who will be designing courses for businesses. That portfolio is really useful for that. But there's so many different options here, and you can use one of these templates or you can create your own. The benefit of this is if you do not have a website yet and you want to create a landing page that is inviting people to events, that is getting people to download something, that maybe you're doing a help center, which is your first course, whatever it may be, Google Sites is really useful when you don't have a website just yet. Okay, I'm just going to click on one here so we can have a look at what it includes. It might be taking a little bit of time with everything that I'm sharing. The good thing about OBS that I like as well, that I'm not at risk of accidentally showing the millions of tabs that I've got open behind my screen. I'm not at risk of accidentally showing you the wrong one because I set it up beforehand. Okay, so here we can see what kind of abilities you have to edit all of these different types of things you can insert, right? Obviously everything that is related to Google you can insert. For example, if I was to go forms, you can select a form that's already existing or create a new form for people to fill out. So straight away, come along to this event, straight away you can say, come along to this event and fill out these questions. For example, my workshop that was last Tuesday, no, the Tuesday before, I had a form on there to collect more than just emails because I wanted to make sure that the workshop was actually created for what you wanted. So a form was really useful for that. If you want to create an event, or if you have something that you want to collect market research, you can have a landing page with a form embedded. You can play around with these. I don't want you to waste any of your time playing around with it. So the benefits of this, if you're not sure if you want to use Google Sites, consider, do you currently have a website? Do you currently have anything like Kajabi or ClickFunnels that has landing pages on it, or Thinkific that has landing pages on it? If the answer is no, then consider Google Sites, and it's free. Okay, the final one is CoSchedule Headline Analyser. And what I like about this is headlines for emails, for landing pages, and for content. So I have one here called How to Launch an Online Course. And just remove this space because I don't know if that would change anything, and analyze now. Oh, I was worried about this. I've got an account. I'm not sure if anyone's used this before. I have got an account, but not in this Google Chrome that I'm in. And I don't want to create another one. Okay. So that one's not working as expected, but what we can see here, let's use their landing page to have a look at what this does. With Headline Studio or CoSchedule, there is a free version that you can go into. I thought I was on that, but I'm not. And what this helps you do is to get a score for your headline. And it will go through the words you've used, whether you've used power words, common words, emotional words, and rare words. And it analyzes all of that to then give you a score of how likely is it that someone's going to continue to read, how likely is it someone's going to open your email. It also goes through, I don't know, this is the free version, in the paid version it goes through the SEO score as well, saying how would this rank in a search. If it's a blog, for example, a headline for a blog, how would this rank in a search? So I think it's above 75 goes into the green area here, which then shows you that it's a good headline. So these are really great for your emails, for your landing pages, and for your anything really. Blogs, landing pages, emails, social media content, anything. Okay, so I hope that this has been really useful for you. Remember, let me just get over to my other screen here to do my little transition using my OBS screen. So I hope this has been really useful for you to get an idea of different tools that you can use to learn how to design, create, and launch your online course in all of those 3 areas. Remember, if you do want access to download all 37, let me know and I'll send you the link. I would also post a link in the comments later on. Okay, that is all from me today, and until next week, happy course creating. Bye!